sunlight begins to fade now. I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight has turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need. And it's you that I wanna need. And I know now we're getting older. The world we built is slipping through our fingers. We're running out of time. But you are the one I've chosen, and I won't lay still, living left behind, imprisoned by this love. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need. And it's you that I wanna need.
here. TwitchDev is live. So happy to see all of you. Now is your time to spam emotes in chat.
Woo.
If you've got weird, interesting, cool emotes that you want to show me, now's the time to do it. Also, if you want, we got a new desk.
Oh yeah, so it's a new room. Not even look at the.
Oh, we got a new room.
The
It's
background,
big.
everything's new.
Look at all this stuff. Also, now's a great time that if you're working on something cool in the Twitch API, in the Twitch SDK, and all of that stuff,
Save.
Damn it.
now's the time to spam it. Tell us about it. We want to talk about wow, you got like RGB emotes there. That's awesome.
seen that.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. If we have a lower third, I'd love to show it. And great. Okay, good. Well, I'll do it without a lower third. Sully, can we get that up? Lower third me, baby. Okay, I guess not.
We'll just introduce her.
Did you forget your name?
Oh, there we go. All right.
And we're sitting in the right seats.
That's right, because I built this. My name is Taylor Sternberg. I'm Associate Marketing Manager here. My Twitch handle is Taylor is here, right here. Matt Auerbach, the developer advocate.
Ooh.
His handle is Mauerbach.
It is.
And over here we got AJ Glasser, Senior Business Development Manager, and you are Joy Girl 007. Are you a Bond fan?
I was when I first posted that, so I'm old. I'm hella older than both of you, and I played the shit out of GoldenEye.
Well-
so that was back in the early days of AOL when you had to choose your handle, and that was how I
Wait,
first
that was your
identified myself.
AIM handle?
It was. It still is, in fact. Although I don't use AIM, my mother thinks that I do. Isn't that adorable?
AOL Instant Messenger.
And let's watch it on the language. So
We're not flagged in for mature.
that's
Oh,
well, I
right.
know, right? Exactly. Well, we got a lot to show
We
you
have some under
today.
18s in the channel.
Yes, I did build this table from IKEA. Thank you very much, Aku. You know. Oh, hey, camera one,
Camera 1, ready camera 2.
camera two, camera one, camera two. There we go.
Wow, that worked really well.
Oh, wow. I'm like the director of this whole thing. Well, we've got a lot of things to talk about today. With that being said, let's get into it. So, to the deck, here we are. It is new branding. I love it.
Whoa.
Twitch Developers Monthly Update. Happy to do it. Happy to have it here. So, let's go with the first slide here. We're going to talk about events that are coming up. Product updates. You better believe we got product updates. Maybe talk about some of the stuff that happened at TwitchCon. Community shoutouts, the stuff that you have made, and questions from you. So if you have any questions about TwitchDev, please ask it in chat. We'll answer them all at the end. And if you got jokes, that also is helpful.
Jokes we're accepting?
Yeah, I'll take jokes. I'm fine with that. All right, moving on. Events. Yes, we have events coming up.
Ooh.
Number one, hey, look, it's our
I know those people.
two developer advocates. We've got John over there, Blue Lava in chat on the left, and Matt Mauerbach on the right. What do we got going on with the video collection?
So Blue Lava himself spent some time editing all the footage, and he has created a collection. So there is now a collection to watch all of the TwitchCon videos, and that link should be in chat right this second.
Yeah, so
Dare you to read the URL out loud.
John, if
I
you
don't know
want
what
to
it
put
is.
that link in chat, would greatly appreciate it.
But yeah, there were some really cool ones. I just thought I'd call out a really interesting one, which was the OBS. It was essentially a talk by the folks who maintain the OBS project. So
Did you
that
do a
one's
summary or an
highlighted.
overview?
I want everyone to sort of watch it, but
Tease it.
well, essentially, I mean, they basically talk about how it's such a small team, and they're able to build and maintain the software that's literally used by, I don't know the number, but I imagine thousands of streamers. So
A gazillion people.
and it's an open source, so they're not essentially even making a profit, and they're working on it.
That's great.
So it's really cool.
That's good. Cool. Moving right along. Next, hey, did you know we're coming to Amsterdam for TwitchCon on the 2nd and 3rd of May, 2020?
Wow, is that a leak? No, this isn't.
No, this was announced. I mean, it was leaked at TwitchCon, if you want to call that a leak, but it was announced at TwitchCon. And the tickets are not available yet, but if you plan on coming, you can book a hotel right now. And I think we might have a link for that. John, you put that in chat if you want.
Oh, it's just TwitchCon/Amsterdam. I mean, it's not a very difficult.
Right. Yes, you can go to TwitchCon.
I'm saying we're not like
Amsterdam.
TwitchDev is not reselling rooms.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I bought 1,000
I was gonna
rooms,
say, like, are
so
you
you gotta
yeah.
contact me, and I'll make sure
You're
that
a
you
dealer of Amsterdam hotels.
I'm a yeah.
Okay.
So if you like a stroopwafel, that's mostly my.
I thought those were Danish. Where did those come from?
I had one in Amsterdam.
All right, well, I am going to go down to Google Rabbit
They're
Hole real quick
Dutch.
and
They
find-
are Dutch.
They're Dutch?
Sorry, the booth is telling me they're Dutch.
Oh, good. Someone
They
is
are
on the...
Dutch.
Oh, to
someone-
clarify, we have a hotel room tool. I didn't know that.
Right.
Ah.
Okay.
Great. Next.
I will talk about this one. So
Yeah.
this is super exciting. So we will be hosting a hackathon in Taiwan. So myself and 2 other solution architects are going to be traveling out there to essentially host a workshop, and then we're going to do a 2-day hackathon. So this is going to be a really cool opportunity to work with developers in some other markets that I feel like I haven't spent a lot of time in.
Yeah.
So really get an understanding of how they're feeling about like TwitchDev and bring their feedback to the product team. So it's just going to be a great opportunity to spend about 3 days with tons of developers that I just haven't gotten time like FaceTime with. So I'm super excited. I imagine most folks who are watching probably won't be there, but we just wanted to put this out there just so everyone's aware that we're doing this.
Great.
And I imagine we'll do a recap or a blog about sort of like what happened there. So everyone should stay tuned.
I was in Taiwan once for 12 hours.
I've never been to Asia, so
You're
I've
gonna have
never
a
been to
great
Asia. Yeah,
time.
so I'm really excited.
That'll be good. All right, and after that, hey, we just had a great dev jam where people created new extensions, and there's going to be lots of prizes, and voting is now happening.
Our 5 finalists are going to be announced on Friday, November 7th. So it's
Wow.
time to... voting opens up the next day, November 8th, Saturday. So get in there, get your votes filed, mark it on your calendars if you must. The Twitch community has until Monday, November 18th to choose the winners. Prizes will be announced on November 20th, so get out there, get voting.
What are the prizes?
So money, mainly, is my
Wow.
understanding of that. $60,000, I think, was the top prize
That's
pot.
insane.
I don't know, it might be a pool.
I think that's like the sum.
Right.
Yeah.
Might be the
Right.
The whole
grand prize
pool is 60K.
20K.
Grand
Right.
prize. Oh, the grand prize is 20. Got
It's
it.
just it's one giant gold bar worth $60,000.
Yeah.
if you win.
Okay. So for our 5 finalists, it'll be 5,000. For the best mobile implementation, you get 5,000. Broadcaster choice is a category for 5,000. Viewer choice is 2,000, and an honorable mention. There will be 3 of them, $1,000 each.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
You could buy a lot of
Twitch bits.
Twitch bits with that. Put it back in there.
Make it rain.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I will say, we got more hackathons coming up. So if you've got an idea for an extension, you got more chances. So I'm not making any promises.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just think
I didn't hear about that.
we've been doing a bunch, and
I
there
do
might be
think,
another one coming up.
yes, there might be.
Right. So who knows? I make no promises. Next up. Product updates, and there's my friend Big E right there. Let's talk about what we got with product updates. First,
Ooh.
the Founders Badge.
Is this one me?
This is
so
you.
Are you familiar with first of all the concept of the Founders Badge?
Yes, I actually
Okay.
have in my channel some people who have activated the Founders Badge.
What's weird is I saw folks were posting notifications, but I didn't actually see the badge.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that-
one of my mods has
okay.
a Founders Badge.
But the reason we want to call it out in this stream is because there is something that you need to work around if you are a chatbot developer. So right now, the API is essentially returning a founder status in the API. So the problem is if they're also a subscriber, it actually will appear that they're not a subscriber because most chatbots are looking for that subscriber parameter.
Right.
And the founder badge is essentially overriding that. So you actually want to look for if they're a founder or a subscriber. And then they can essentially have whatever abilities your chatbot requires.
Right.
But that is the one workaround because I believe folks were having founder status and then bats were not recognizing it as a chat badge.
Is that right?
And Barry is saying that's the yes. Sorry, in TMI, yes. In the chat badges.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I've been thinking about building a chatbot lately.
What would it do?
It would quote the 1990s Pocahontas movie.
That's
line by line.
Yeah, good, good. It'll be a Disney quote chatbot.
Yes, that would
Right.
be perfect.
Exactly.
I just want to call one thing out. So the thing you might be wondering is, well, if it shows that they're a founder, how do you know that they're a subscriber as well? And Blue Lava just confirmed that in order to be a founder, you also need to be subscribing to the channel.
Right.
Currently.
Yes.
So I would just make that an or if they're a subscriber or a founder, then you can treat them as a subscriber.
So just subscribe to every channel.
Yeah,
That's
that
how
would be
you
a good
solve
thing.
that. All right, moving right along. iOS sub tokens. You can now sub to channels on iOS. Isn't that phenomenal?
Yes, so this was announced pretty recently. We published a blog post. The key difference here is that sometimes on iOS you might already be a subscriber and maybe you have like 4 days left. So when you press the subscribe button, it's essentially now going to extend that subscription. So we will now tell you specifically that a user has essentially extended their subscription, and you might want to handle that case differently. So that's definitely something to think about, and I know we've been working with folks to ensure that that makes sense to them. And there are more details in the blog post about this. We had a blog post from the PM of subtokens, and you can read exactly how the extend functionality works. Because it's essentially like in the user notice that they are extending their subscription.
Right. I have a lot of people who watch my stream on mobile, and I was surprised at how many there are there. Yeah, it's great.
I think on average for many channels it's a 30-70 split almost.
That's cool.
30% have always subscribed via mobile.
Or viewing via mobile.
Via
I actually
viewing,
couldn't tell
okay,
you the sub
okay.
status because we didn't have the tokens, so it's not like I could do a count.
Okay,
but
right. That was, okay.
The other thing I like about this screen, oh, he removed the
Huh?
He took the thing away.
He took the thing away. Oh, well, I'll move on to the next slide, shall
All
I?
right, then.
All right, developer organizations. What do we got with that?
Yeah, so we've been talking about this one for a while. This one really solves that problem of like you're at a hackathon and you're working with 4 people and you don't know whose account to use, or you actually work at an organization. Maybe it's a game studio, for example, and now you can essentially all just share one account. So for like tax purposes and getting paid, it's just much easier than having like to all share a password or however you are doing it. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say that because that's probably against the policy to share passwords.
Oh, we're not calling anyone out.
Okay, yes. But essentially now we have built it properly, so this is available, and it seems like it's working really well from the people that have been using it. So.
Side tangent, did you hear in the news that Netflix might start cracking down on password sharing?
Well,
I did not.
And a
Where would I
pause
have
settles
heard that? Where
over.
would I have heard that?
if you want to share your passwords for developer organizations, now you don't have to.
Yes.
Ah, there you go.
So yes, so that's that update, and I believe is there one more?
Well, and no, we are not harvesting developer ograns. What's that chat message? Gooseman. Okay, I'm sorry, what did you say
I
again?
think there might be one more little surprise in here.
Oh? You know, I like to turn out the lights because we've got
Dark mode. It's a really cool gift.
That's
That
right.
was impressive. Air horn?
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not.
So what I like about the screen is I can go like this and like look up there and be like, oh, it's dark mode up there. Look, it's over there. Right there.
Oh, I get it.
You see it?
That's cool.
Yeah, all right. The magic of television. Dark, you know what? Listen, I'm a fan of dark mode. I like dark mode. I use dark mode on almost
I use
everything.
dark mode on everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I spend most of the time in the dark.
But even when it's bright out, I like dark mode.
Speaking of bright, hey, look at this slide.
That is a bright one.
Oh my goodness.
If we can move that video out of the way of the text.
It just says survey.
It says survey, webhooks. There we go. Webhooks feedback survey. We're gonna have a link in chat. Tell me about the survey.
Oh, I didn't know I was talking about this one. I think we just want to learn more about.
I haven't seen the survey.
Yes,
I can
I
talk
haven't
to you
seen
about
it.
webhooks as a product, but it is a very powerful tool that developers can use to kind of get live, up-to-date information on what's happening with your Twitch users while they're doing things. I like to actually recommend this to game developers that I work with. That if you are using Twitch account linking, for example, you can find out using webhooks if somebody's live right now, and you could pull in their feed to a Twitch embed on your site. This is a great way for developers to drive organic discovery using
Yeah.
webhooks. Make everything feel fresh, au courant, beautiful discovery thing. I imagine that we aren't getting enough people using webhooks, or maybe we're not aware of all the different use cases are out there.
Right.
And that's why we're conducting this survey. I haven't seen it myself. Maybe I just made all that up.
I
But-
think that's pretty close to what it sounds like it probably is. I haven't seen the survey either, but I imagine we're just trying to learn more about use cases.
Oh,
Right.
Is Balava losing it in chat?
And he's
Oh, man.
everyone's laughing
Feedback
at
on the
us.
direction of the product and what to prioritize. Okay, there we go. I was
And
close.
yes, geekishly, this is my
Oh,
signature
okay.
pink. I think that's why I chose it. And I can go like this. Oh, look at that slide down there. I love this. I'm so stupid.
Wouldn't you wish
with
you
it.
could like crawl out?
Be like, oh, like green screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Fossabot uses webhooks entirely for stream state and chat.
It's really useful.
Yeah.
You should fill the survey out.
That's right.
I answered it. Lucky you already did it. Cool.
All right, let's move on to this. Oh, I'm so excited about
man.
this.
Yeah, all right, me too.
Tell us about Twitch Plays the Outer Worlds
This is
and
the
your whole
reason
part
I'm
of it.
on the stream today.
Yeah,
So, for context, in business development, our job is to be a serial enabler. We're the guy who's always saying when you're drunk, you should text him. We're the guy who's always saying, you should,
Wait, what?
You should build that Twitch integration. You should jump off that roof. Our job in business development is to find different and exciting ways of saying, that sounds like a great idea.
Yes.
In the total absence of data. So,
Right.
The Outer Worlds is actually developed by Obsidian. Obsidian, longtime developer, very popular in the games community, makes some fantastic
Hold on, you're making amazing
you're-
facial expressions.
yes.
Can we
The
get our camera on
yeah,
screen?
we don't-
Are we on there?
facials. Anyway,
There we go, good.
I'm still looking at you.
Keep
I'm not
doing
looking
it.
at that.
Keep doing
I don't
it.
need
Keep
to
doing
see
it.
that.
Someone wants to know if they should text him.
You should text him. If you want to know if you should text him, the answer is sure.
Yes.
Always.
All right, so,
yes.
so talk
Okay,
about the
so,
biz
yeah,
dev
sure.
journey.
All right, so the BizDev journey for this one, Obsidian is the developer. The publisher is actually Private Division, which is subsidiary of Take-Two. They make fantastic games. They publish fantastic games. And one cold day, a publicist actually turned to an engineer and said, how do you feel about crazy, stupid ideas? 4 hours and one prototype later that they had to build, I think, in C++ or C# because they couldn't get it to work in JavaScript.
Really?
They had a library that had to parse chat commands into commands in their game so they could take Twitch chat and have Twitch chat control the game as though it was playing first person this experience. Now, we've seen this before. Twitch plays Pokemon, of course.
Yes. Right.
That's a famous example. Their revolutionary idea was to let you play the entire game of the Outer Worlds before it launches on Twitch. Starting yesterday and live right now on twitch.tv/Obsidian, you can play the Outer Worlds, all 40 hours of content, start to finish, just using Twitch chat commands.
So are we going to show that? Or
we
are we
can
gonna
if
set
we
that
want,
up?
if we can.
I don't know if it's... should we switch away for a second?
Yeah, can you switch away so I can put this on screen, Solly?
Switch
there we
to
go.
us.
All right,
Thank
and I'll
you.
do this.
Do you know what channel? Is
Yes,
this on there?
twitch.tv/Obsidian,
Okay.
start to finish. There are some co-streamers today who will also be streaming previews of the game. If the Twitch chat is too much chaos for you, you can get a good preview if you check out some of those channels, and we will have some of them featured on the front page, so don't worry, easy to find.
What mode is it where you can show? Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
And then if you could put
Oh,
us...
that's so bad ad.
Yeah, well, wait for this ad to go through.
A very
Scary one.
It's one of those impactful ones, you know, kids, don't
Right.
vape. It's no better for you than smoking.
Yeah.
And there are so many things out there that are going to get you. Don't add things to the list.
Vapeoutbreak.org.
Okay.
There we
Let's
go.
see it.
All right. You
There
can
we
see
go.
the
We are
chaos in
live with
chat.
this
So,
chat here.
do you want to walk us through what's
Sure.
happening?
So if you can see here, you're actually looking at the game being played live. The chat commands, what you can type to actually have the chatbot parser command into the game, is all listed down below. And so you can see people in chat right now frantically trying to get the person to get away from whatever is hurting them, because I see something red.
Oh,
glowing
are
on
they
the top.
dying?
They might be.
Oh, yep.
Nope, they're getting shot at. Yeah, they're getting shot at.
Turn left, turn left, turn left.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay.
Oh,
No.
oh, you dodged?
No,
okay,
get
good.
up there and melee him. Run up and melee him.
is
What's the
so
melee
cool.
attack? What's the melee attack?
All the commands are on the bottom, so
Yeah.
if I go
Yeah.
full screen here, you can see the commands there at the bottom. And they actually have the chat here on
Which
the
is
right.
nice.
He's dying. He's going into slow-mo. He's dying.
Run away,
Oh,
run
no,
away.
No, we're going to die. So what's funny is there were bets being taken both at Obsidian Private Division and also, of course, in Twitch BD about
Right.
how long it would take Twitch to do, how long it would take us to die, how long would it take us to get the first weapon, how long would it take us to kill someone. We shot the very first NPC in the face.
What?
Twitch just hauled off and shot the very first NPC, a guy who's just trying to help you, in the face. And we beat the office pool, I think, at Private Division because we were able to get a weapon in under 10 minutes.
Wow. Hey, so
Wow.
can you come back to camera so I can switch back to slides? Yes.
So that's a really cool use case, huh?
This is something that I think it's important for developers to think, that there's not a lot of reasons to say no to things in terms of what can I build for a game? What can I build for an extension? What can I empower? Don't worry about the no's. Just think about what's possible. And don't worry about whether or not you should. That's really up to the Twitch community to decide, and they will be very vocal about it.
Right.
So this is one of my favorite things to do in BD, is to find moments like these where they're doing something and they're just going to see what happens, and the community seizes that and runs with it. I believe the Obsidian channel actually grew about 25% in size. When they turned that on, everyone wanted a chance to play the Outer Worlds. Everyone is really excited for this game. Launches Friday.
I'm excited for it too. I think I might buy it.
I'm going to buy it.
yeah.
I'm pretty excited
How
to
much
buy
is it?
Are you kidding? I'm not going to answer that on stream
Oh,
because I don't want to
okay.
have to go look it up.
Oh,
but it's a
okay.
premium game. I assume it's like, what, $60?
$59.99. The control room is telling me $59.99.
And worth every penny.
That's right.
Well, but
exactly.
if you love RPGs, then you would love this. And if you wanted to think of different ways to combine Twitch and RPGs, I honestly think Twitch Plays the Outer Worlds is a great way to think about it.
Were they spamming Alt F4 for a while? I think you were
They
telling
did
me?
try spamming Alt
Yep,
F4,
I
but
got
you know
that.
what? They already thought of that, and there are a few commands that are just verboten.
That's good.
funny.
Good. All right, let's move
Oh,
along.
wait, before
yeah.
we move on, do you want to quickly just give an overview on BD? Because I see someone wrote out, or
doesn't know what
John
business-
wrote out. So it's business development. Like, what exactly does that mean at TwitchDev?
Oh, at TwitchDev? So
Since we have you on stream, might as well.
Sure. So Twitch has business objectives. We like to partner with different businesses to help us meet those objectives. And this can run the gamut of all kinds of relationships. I focus specifically on working with game developers in what we call the growth segment. So we're looking for devs who are in a very special bucket of they're on their way up, they're doing cool things. Maybe they haven't really been successful with Twitch yet, but we're going to work with them to help them become successful, either finding the right integration, finding the right broadcaster influencer to partner them with, or finding the right moment for them to talk about their game. And also getting them at TwitchCon. That's another fun thing I get to do. It's like, so what do you
You're going to get a lot of
TwitchCon?
tweets if you say that.
Get me in a TwitchCon. I'm making a game.
I honestly think I have the second best job at the company after you guys who get to actually go on Twitch and talk about stuff.
Right? Yeah.
This is fun.
I have a question. Should we do Twitch Plays live coding at some point?
Oh my goodness.
What would that be?
That would be.
We just all write code segments in.
Oh no, they would be like yelling at
snippets?
Balava like where to move his hands.
Yeah.
Comment. Oh,
Upper right, left, down, down.
He's like a marionette.
Yeah, you could do that with VS Code Live Share. I wonder what that would be like. Okay, thank
Moving-
you for.
Moving right along?
Right.
Yes, let's move along.
All right, it's now time for community shoutouts. Yes, this is the moment where we talk about you. If you've made something cool. We're gonna cool. If you've made something cool, we're gonna talk about you. So first, community shoutout is
Woo.
Lucky
Bam.
number 11, man. Andy, my boy.
He's in chat.
Yes, he is. I asked him to show up on Twitter.
Oh.
So this is actually another BD story brought to you by Twitch BD. Someone at Twitch had an idea for some integration that they needed to support content that they make for Twitch. It didn't already exist. Now, you have some options when that happens. You can go pop over to extensions, look for something that might be off
Sure.
the shelf. You can certainly blast out to the ether on Twitter like, hey, does anybody want to partner with me to build this? Or if you work at Twitch, you can come to BD and say, hey, do you know any cool developers who could help me make this thing real?
right.
So I connected that
Totally.
person to Andy, and the rest is, as you can see here, this beautiful integration that allows a show's moderator or host to curate chat live during a broadcast and feature on screen pieces of chat or a specific chat message in the
So
lower third.
cool.
It's very, very
I
slick.
love the collaboration between like Twitch developers, Twitch. What shows is this being used for?
Oh, so we actually used it at TwitchCon.
Yeah, it was used a
Whoa,
lot
I
at
didn't know
TwitchCon.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, and the booth is telling me they used it a lot
They
at
use it
TwitchCon
at
as well.
this. Oh
I can't believe we're not using it now.
What's this news show with the sneakers? Hot
What?
cakes?
Hotcake sneakers?
Fresh stock?
Fresh stock.
Fresh stock.
Why did I?
Well, you were so far off. I never would have gotten that. I'm never playing
I
Mavericks
thought
with
it
you.
was like fresh something. Okay.
Fresh stock.
Fresh stock.
That's
okay.
right. I am
But anyway, they
installing
use it,
this
right?
tonight.
Yeah.
I love this. This is great.
Andy,
it
excellent
seems
work,
so
Andy.
cool.
So happy to work with you on this one.
And we should also call out Breezy and Suzuna.
Oh,
They
yes.
worked on it as well.
Is it Breezy? I've always been calling you Brecky, man. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's in chat. It's a French name.
Bresi. No, that's
But it's-
Italian.
Yeah, that's Italian.
Oh, man. All right.
Let's keep it moving.
I'm going to get an
All
email
right,
from
next
him tomorrow.
up. Guildmaster.io.
Am I talking about this one?
Yeah,
so
you have a point about this that you want to talk about too, right?
Nope, absolutely not. I'm going to read off the slide, though, because this does look interesting.
well, okay, yeah. Well,
Guildmaster.io Armory for WoW Classic. Okay, so WoW Classic, obviously everybody's rekindled their love affair with World of Warcraft.
Right.
How you get people to kind of go deeper into that. Armory was an original extension, I believe, that was built for World of Warcraft, just the default game. And everybody wants to know what you have in your inventory. Extensions like these that tell people that are watching a Twitch stream what's in the inventory so that they don't spam chat are always good things to have on our site. They're always powerful,
Yep.
powerful tools for a content matched experience. So let's
it's a panel extension.
Right.
synchronizing your in-game character and allowing you to showcase your gear. Exactly. Like this is a default use
What's
case.
that?
I would
What's
call
that?
this
Yeah.
like a tabbed experience. Does that make sense? Like essentially, if you're playing the game, you would click like tab to see this.
If you were playing, yes. And there
So
are
then this
some
is fully
overlay
complete,
extensions
yeah.
that recreate that experience.
Right.
I'm thinking of the Couch Dota extension does that, where it pulls
Right.
out from the left as a tabbed experience for viewers. And they're able to see.
Destiny did that.
That's
Yeah.
right, they
Yep.
do, yeah. And I believe Borderlands also, their homebrew extension does that too.
Yep.
No, Borderlands exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, this one is cool, and this was built by, just because, it is a community shout out. How do you pronounce the developers?
It's not Dreyfus. I looked for the R and I don't see it. So
Defus.
Defus.
There you go.
So shout out to that developer for
And
building
shout out to
this.
Richard Dreyfuss as well. What are you doing these days, Richard?
Okay, next one.
Next.
What is Richard Dreyfuss doing? I'm gonna have to Google that.
Yeah.
So bootstrapping a Twitch extension with Next.js. So it's funny, I am not actually that familiar with Next.js. I haven't heard a lot of buzz about it, but
It's a powerful framework
gonna
for
say,
building production-ready React apps.
Which is
But that's
no
like-
small feat. React is a very powerful tool, but not everybody can actually spit something out of that doesn't look like programmer art.
sure, but I'm just saying there are a
Right.
lot of libraries like Vue and all those sort of things. Well, Vue is not going to run production-ready React apps, but Next.js does seem interesting. Yeah, essentially, from what this seems, I didn't look at it specifically, but it is a starter kit.
Right.
So if you use the code which is in this link, you can get up and running with Next.js.
I looked at it a little bit. I tried getting started with React. There's a lot there.
Yeah,
so,
there is a lot.
Yeah. And this was created by Digit.
Digit.
Or Digit,
I was gonna say Digit, but that's because there's two I's.
right? Or DJ It. Well, if you're in chat, DJ It.
Excellent work.
Here on the one. Great work, great work. And moving right along, it's question time.
Already?
I'm so ready for questions.
And you said joke time.
If you got a joke, we will hear it
Let's
as
do
well.
some jokes too.
Jokes. Oh, and
well,
We got a live.
yeah.
Yeah, so-
You know what? I would love
Something is,
I would
a
love
high
a high
five?
five. Give me
Oh,
a
you
high
would?
five. There we
Oh
go.
my
Oh,
God,
good. Yeah,
what
such a
is-
good high five. Thank you for that. Everybody gets a high
I
five.
would like a high five.
oh,
Ooh.
man. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, a little.
I'll take one. Thank
Yes.
you. It's nice to came with the new studio.
Well, it's listen, we got a lot of plastic stuff in here, and so
Do we? I thought you said this wasn't a mature stream.
hey, all right.
We're scaring Blue Lava.
Yes.
Aw, sorry, John.
Yeah, please share a joke, and let's take a look at the questions
yes.
that John has so lovingly added to the spreadsheet. John,
There's been a lot of chatter about the potentially. I can't read that far.
yeah, there's been a lot of chatter about there potentially not being an API endpoint available for channel points because there is sensitive data and privacy concerns. Can you comment on this at all?
The official response is that a channel points API is being worked on. It is going to be in beta soon, unfortunately, TM.
Right.
I did not hear about the privacy issues. Blue Lava might know more about that. So I don't think that's a blocker. I believe there will be a channel points API available.
I want that.
Yeah,
I think
I was
that'd be
thinking
great.
essentially you could almost set it up so that they could access other features on different services, right?
Right.
Although I haven't been able to think of a really good full circle example, but I don't know, you get placement on someone's website or something.
And John says channel points API on the way, confirmed.
Oh,
That's an
nice.
official leak.
That is
An
sort of a
official
leak.
leak. If it's an official, then it's not a leak.
Wait, but what was something you'd want to do? I'm just curious.
With channel points?
Yeah.
That you can use channel points to activate other things. So the kind of way,
Yeah.
the way that you can have bits activate things
Sure.
to an API endpoint, I want to be able to have that be done with points
So
as well.
a chatbot could potentially provide some sort of
Think of it this
Flare
way.
or
Well,
emote.
think of it this way. It's similar to the drops functionality that game developers can build where they reward somebody with an in-game item based on how long they've watched a game on Twitch. That's what drops does in a nutshell. This is, I watched this channel for a certain amount of
Sure.
time and I'm being gifted or rewarded for my loyalty with something.
Got it.
Could be an emote, could be something else. I think that channel points is, it's a new product. There's many, many directions that it could go. And one of the most powerful things that we do in business development is listen to our community to help inform kind of product decisions and directions. So if you have feedback, if you have crazy pie in the sky thoughts or ideas or wish list items for this
Yeah.
API to support, shout them out, put them in the forums. That stuff does reach us. Where the hell did that hack
What
come
is
from?
that? Yeah.
we have some gremlins here, so I'm going to deal some cards here with this Twitch.
Oh my God.
Visor.
Okay, I think we missed some questions. So as we were talking through that.
Is the developer rig project archived or will it still be developed? Is it actively being worked on, I believe?
So the original dev rig is open source now, and I believe that version is just stale, meaning that is just sort of sitting out there for folks who want to look at how that was built. The current dev rig, the one that is an Electron app, that is closed source. And that is being actively worked on. Truthfully, though, I don't think in the next few months there's going to be any big updates, but it's definitely being maintained by Twitch. It's a core part of extension development. If you want to build a bits-enabled extension, for example, you have to use it to enter your SKUs. So, it is totally a critical piece of development. And like when I go to the hackathon, for example, we'll be encouraging folks to use it. So, I actually forgot. I was here when the rig went from open to closed source. Because essentially we wanted to build it as this like Electron app, so it's this actual application, whereas previously it was just a terminal window.
Right.
So, yeah,
All right.
that should answer that.
Got some more questions there.
Yes, will there ever be an API update to subscriptions that will return tenure, so total months subbed?
That's a really good suggestion, in my opinion. I don't know the answer to that, so maybe Blue Lava could ping someone on that team to find that out. I'd imagine, though, there's nothing planned as of right now, just because I haven't heard about it.
I think that there are also ways to approximate that. I mean, you would have to be careful, obviously, about the data that you're calling in anonymity and obviously respecting GDPR and PII, but you would have enough information that you can fetch back from API now to get a sense of tenure. I think you can do that. You would have to do some of your own building on your side of, do I recognize this user as having returned on this call before, yes, no, in a privacy compliant way. But it is physically possible to build.
And if you have more feedback like that, you can
yeah.
always go to twitch.uservoice.com. We're always looking at your suggestions there and figuring out what we should build next. A wrong camera. Is this the right camera? Is this the right camera here?
No,
Is that
that
it?
is, yes.
No.
Okay,
No.
I was looking at the wrong camera. That's the hard cam. That's the
And
close
if
up.
that is already suggested, I believe you can upvote things in user voice. I'm pretty sure you can. Pretty confident you can, which is a great way for the team to see it. Just adds more visibility. Personally, I mean, I think that makes sense to return tenure. But
I mean,
I could imagine there's, right, exactly.
Well, I mean, the
like-
reasons why you would do that, there are a few different things I could think of. One is, again, just approximating channel points and loyalty and being able to build systems of loyalty or leaderboard or something of the nature. Also, there are going to be broadcasters out there who do want that information about, like, if I lost somebody who was loyal, like, I want to know who it is, or I want to be able to reach out to them, or I want to
find them.
Well, I mean,
That's where it gets into issues.
Right.
well, but it's important information to have to know your community. And broadcasters, as soon as they hit a certain growth trajectory as well, it's just so hard to keep track of everyone. And many of them feel very strongly that they want to keep their golden cohort, those first few hundred people who got them where they are.
Yeah, I think there's some really interesting API components in there for retention, for rewarding. There's some pieces there that can certainly be built.
Someone says you're excellent.
I am excellent, thank you.
Do you know that person?
Yes,
Jessie?
Jessie, she's a streamer, and she comes to my channel, and I
That's
go on her
cool.
channel. She's actually a good motion designer.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Do we know of any API endpoints to trigger ads? That's really interesting.
Nope.
I don't think that exists.
It
but
does not.
It would be cool though, because I imagine you could actually use, those AWS IoT buttons, like the dash buttons.
That they've discontinued.
They've discontinued. Or you could get like an Arduino, and wouldn't it be cool if you're a streamer and you pressed a button and then an ad rolled?
Like in Stream Deck.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, or a Stream Deck.
Yeah, but you can build your own as well.
But it would just be cool if you could do that.
You could also have it be reactive. So, like, say that chat is slowing down, and you poll.
Oh, you're saying programmatically?
Yeah.
It could just say like you should run an ad.
All right, maybe I'm crazy, and maybe this channel already exists out there and I just haven't found it yet, but what I always wanted on Twitch was a channel where people, like Mad Men style, would comment on the advertising from elsewhere. Like, just roll an ad, critique it, tell me the history and the context of the brand, maybe roll a vintage ad. Because I was watching like a VHS tape of taped episodes of The Simpsons that my parents made for me, like way back in 91, 92. Commercials were so different back then. Wildly
What do you
different.
mean by that?
They weren't very loud. They were actually, they would speak in a soothing voice about suntan lotion.
Well, that
gold
was like
tags.
Don LaFontaine for years on trailers.
Oh.
In a world where people don't know.
Yes,
little lost.
exactly, yes. But, okay, so you know the trailer voice, that guy who always does the voice behind the trailer talking about, like, it's the...
This summer.
Yes, that guy. That's who he's talking
in a
about.
world. But he's like, you'll have silky skin with, Neutrogena.
Yeah, the commercials are
But
not
like
like
the
that.
way that commercials addressed people back in the 90s with set televisions and different regulations through the
Yes.
FCC is different than now,
Sure.
especially in the age of the internet. So I would love if there were a channel on Twitch somewhere that's just people critiquing ads, past, present, future, history of advertising channel. Maybe it's already out
That's
there and I've just
cool.
never found it. But if that API endpoint existed, that channel, this hypothetical channel, would get a lot of value out of it.
That'd be interesting. And I may have a channel that you should watch, but I'll tell you off stream.
So just to correct ourselves, it seems like I've just been reading chat. So it is available in V5 today.
Oh, how wonderful.
So you can do this.
All right, somebody go make me that channel then.
I
and
didn't
make
realize it was available.
Make an extension that supports... like,
Hopefully it will be in Helix soon. But yes, if someone were to build a huge red button, I think that'd be really cool.
Or
like ads.
Or even just like guess that ad and play a game with your audience.
Let's see, which one is it going to be? Let's go to the ad.
There was a Johnny Carson routine like that where he was doing a speech from Hamlet and trying to work in product placement for different products.
That's a funny bit.
That was a hilarious bit, and you
like
could
that.
replicate that with the right kind of extension or chat integration using this API endpoint.
Will it violate copyright? I don't know.
I don't know. It depends. I mean, it might be considered fair use if it's commentary after all.
Right. Any other questions here or any other questions in chat we want to address?
Wiggler pointed out a good point. I think it is just fair to say that the roadmap is not currently being updated and we should just remove it. Just because that's something we've been meaning to do. So that's a good call out. Do you know what I'm talking about? We have a Trello board. I think that's what this person's referring to. We have a Trello board. And we just have not been updating it, so I think we need to just remove it. So I just thought that's a fair thing to call out because it might cause confusion. But there was a time where Twitch was using it really heavily.
Right.
So
there was.
I think that's a fair one. Redeem channel points to make everyone watch an ad.
That's kind of like what's the bits extension where you can mute somebody or time somebody out?
Time out with bits.
Right?
Yeah.
You could do ad with channel points. So I've earned 1,000 channel
so I'll
points.
make the-
I'm going to hit an ad.
But then they have to see it too.
But
They shouldn't
when
have
you-
to. They should get to
well-
see the streamer behind the scenes of an ad.
Or there's that power trip, there's that control.
true.
Like I
Yeah,
want
that's
everyone
true.
to watch this
Because
Coca-Cola
of
ad
me.
right now.
And maybe it's at a critical point, there's a few players left.
Imagine if they could
and they get to
choose
miss
which
it all.
ad they got to play because they really care about Doritos or they really care about Rolex watches or
You're
what
in
have
business
you.
development.
It's true. I could go out and make that
could
deal.
go
Go make a
I
I
phone
could go make that
call.
deal.
Let's take one or two more. Are we done?
Let's take one more
Okay.
if we got one there or if we got one here. Otherwise, we got to wrap it up.
Okay, yes. Channel points to opt out of ads. That's a funny one. Where should you ask questions about extension guidelines and policies? That's a great question.
There is.
I don't know what the official answer is today.
The answer is to come. They are definitely working on a way to build a
Yes.
communication.
We're trying to improve on that because there definitely are, the policies are pretty, specific, and definitely there are people who have questions around, edge cases and things. So it seems like the best place today is announcements. I guess you could also, I don't see why you couldn't ask it in Discord, but again, you would mostly be getting community suggestions.
A plea, though. So I understand it's frustrating to submit something to the reviews team and have them kick it back, and maybe their feedback is unclear, or you don't understand, or you didn't know that policy was in violation of a policy. Keep in mind, these people want you to succeed. They want you to get your app live. They're not out to get you. Try and assume good intentions. I completely understand how frustrating that is for you. But these guys, and I see them every day, are working really hard for you and want you to be successful. So keep that in mind when submitting, and we'll find a way to build a communication loop between you guys that's really meaningful.
So just to highlight that point, because I didn't realize this until actually pretty recently. So you can respond to those emails.
You can, yes.
And that is a great communication channel.
And
so
a real person is reading those emails, so let's keep our tempers.
I don't think it's very clear, but you can reply back because it is true that we're in a bit of this lull where we don't have a support email and the support forum is being reconstructed. So we are aware of this. I know there's conversations happening about how we're going to spin up a method to hear directly from folks. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, if you do submit an extension, you can respond back. to
Sweet.
email. Yeah.
Well, that
that
being said, on the hard cam here, to you and you
This
and
one?
you and everybody out there in Twitch land, please follow us on Twitter at TwitchDev. If you haven't followed this channel already and you want to know more about building stuff, follow us on TwitchDev. You can follow me at my channel, Taylor's here. You can follow Matt on his channel at Mauerbach. And over here, JoyGirl007. That's it. We've got chat. Please join us in our Discord. Oh, the hand is back. Bye. Hold on, I gotta finish the outro. We got the forums for announcements where we can talk about features. We've got user voice. We've got the Discord, the Twitter. Listen, we're here to help you make cool stuff. And I want to thank Matt and AJ.
Yes, and follow us on Twitch, Twitter, join our Discord.
I just
Did
said
we
all
say
that. Yeah.
You can even find me on LinkedIn with that handle. I got no shame.
That's good. I will say this is a new branding deck, so I didn't have time to put those links in here.
That's what.
So we don't show this thank you, but the lower third is in the correct
I think
branding.
Fossabot we've been trying dev chat. It hasn't been working.
Can I have that, please?
Do you want to reveal yourself?
Give him a hand.
Give me the hand. Give me the hand.
Who can guess
I'm gonna
who's
say,
the- who's
I'm
been
gonna say
doing the
goodbye
hand?
with the hand. All right, everybody. Bye.
Just rip somebody's arm off.
This
How
is
dare
going to be
you?
a GIF, I think.
Good night, everybody. Bye.